Hello everyone and welcome back to Tiresome. It's time to finally carry on with the Supra! Before we get fully cracked on and stuck into this thing, just want to do a quick recap really. Today's plan is going to be for me to take the head off. I know, a big job for Michael, but that is so we can redo the head gasket. That's actually all in, the plan is afoot. All I need to do is take the head off and that's going to be cracking on. Lovely stuff. Tim is here. Say hi, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Hello, Tim. Tim is going to crack on with the sill underneath, and he's going to be making up his panels and such like, his little bits to go in there, and then maybe even get to welding them in today. We shall see. That will then give him the dimensions for this bit here, of which we have a section from an other Supra, so that's going to be fine to go in there, and then that will give us the dimensions to cut the wing off. But obviously that's going to be a bit far in the future. We'll just carry on with the sill for today, I reckon. I think really, the grand scheme of things, we're probably going to end up dropping the rear subframe. Well, we definitely will be, because if I look in there, you can see that there is some it is only surface rust, I will give it that, but there is rust on there, and I think both myself and the car would benefit from just dropping that, giving it a good wire brush and a good seeing to, all the bushes redone, a good under seal on that subframe, back on, fuel tank in, once that's been redone. And then that'll be the rear end done. Apart from this side, of course, we still have to do all the bodywork this side as well. But at that point, then the only welding that needs to be done is, well, the main bit, this entire front corner needs to be cut off. And then there's some down here in the scuttle here too. But at that point then, we can think about other things like interior and stuff like that. But my focus is going to be the engine, because that's what I know-ish a little bit. Somewhat. Okay, well, let's crack on. Right then, as per last time, the rocker covers are good to come. Well, not rocker covers, these are cam covers. We're into big country now. Are ready to come straight off. And there we go. The engine actually looks pretty good inside. Right, I'm just going to undo the 10 mils on top of the, you know, the cams here, and then that'll be lovely, won't it? Here's something worth noting. You see that? That says I3. Admittedly, it's upside down. Also, we have I2. So it goes inlet 2. That's what the I stands for. Inlet 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way up. Well, 7 actually. All the way down there. And then this side, it says E2 and then down to 7. So that means we're good to go, really. We could just take these off. I'm going to keep the bolts sort of, you know, in the cam. You can see I've rested them in there, but I will keep them in those sort of camshaft cover cups. What are they called? Cover cam caps. Cam caps. I would call them cam bearings, but Tim tells me there's actually no bearing in there. They just are aluminium against aluminium, which is fun. I don't know, let's take one off. Indeed, you can see there's no bearing in there. It is literally just polished aluminium where that camshaft's been whirring around for years and years.
I have to say that's really good actually from Supra.
Really good.
I've seen some photos of some pretty bad ones.
I'm sure you have, yes. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take these off. I've also loosened up the sort of coil covers, or whatever you spark plug cover thingy in the middle, yes, which is covered in shite. So I'm going to take that off, you know, very gingerly, as to not pour shite down the engine, even though the head's going off to a specialist and will probably be cleaned up lovely when it gets back. Now, it's detrimental to every car build that you find the exact right plant pot to put your cam caps in, alright? You've got to make sure you've got enough space for the injection, the intake side, sorry, and the exhaust side. If you don't have the right plant pot, the build goes to shit. And there we go, the timing cover, the back end is off, and we're getting the last of the snails. Lovely stuff, the snail engine. Right, now time to put a 10 on the impact and get these two ends off of the camshafts. Now these should be able to come off, ooh, like so. Come on, little fella. There he is. Now obviously I'm not going to do this on any of the sides that are actually touching the engine or any components. Oh, that one is tight. The intake is not wanting to come out, but we are exhausting. There we go, just how they do it in the engine shops. There we go, a camshaftless engine is in front of us. You know what in yoga, you know what they say? Breathe in, breathe out. Intake, exhaust. Okay. That's why I get the big bucks. Time to get these head bolts out, and what we're doing is using a 6-sided hex bit, which is what's required, in there with a little 3/8 extension onto a 3/8 sort of bar, and then we're using Bertha. Yes, I know, Bertha is actually a good tool. I don't think you're a proper mechanic until you have a Bertha, and then that's going to give me the leverage to snap a bolt off in the engine. I'm joking, Tim, I'm joking. Right, I'm going to rinse and repeat that process, get them out.
So you do that, I'm going home.
And like magic, in fact, let me show you. Look, all the head bolts are out. Isn't that fabulous? All 14 of them. And now we're ready to try and lift the head off. So we'll move that out of the way. Perfect. Yeah, that's going to come right off.
With the engine attached.
With the engine attached, yes, yes. What do you recommend, Tim? I mean, obviously we could pry bar.
I reckon the pry bar, because like I said, look in there.
Yeah.
There is like a gap.
Okay, I shall get to
So
one.
a pry bar.
Well,
would
I've
be
got a
good.
little one here.
Well, try that. I don't think we're going to need a lot of pressure.
It's not quite as a gap as you thought. Oh, I see. Oh, oh, oh.
Boom.
Oh. It's like the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh look.
Ah, melting. That hose needs to come off the back.
Bollocks.
Back on, back on. We need to get a hose off. That's just actually, is that Jubilee completely gone?
Yeah.
It looks like there's not much left of it.
Left of it. No.
Okay. No.
Don't break the plastic. No.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. We'll get some, what, wire cutters maybe?
Let me have a look.
Oh, he's got something to hand. Oh, okay, he's going to completely muller it with some vice grips.
With some vice grips, yes. I think it has come to bits.
Go on, Tim. He said you were a fanny. Go on, take it out on him. Oh, you got the flap off.
I've got the flap out. Yep.
Watch out for the plastic bit. This is the hardest part so far.
Yeah. And I'm doing it.
All right. Come on, Tim. Here it comes. Ah, there it is.
Gotcha. I knew we'd have missed something.
Yeah, I know. I saw it and I thought, maybe. Right, should we try again?
Should we try again?
Also, where are we going to go with it? Because we've got a tripod in the way here.
Yes. And where are we going to put it? You go get your plastic table.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because we do not want to put it on the ground.
No, not this gravelly crap.
No.
Right then. Are you grabbing the rear?
I can do.
Wondered what that was. Right, let's go.
Yeah.
No.
Something else is
Yeah, a little hose there. There it is.
boom! Again.
Right, third, fourth, I can't remember. An amount of times lucky.
Yes!
Ah, beautiful. Oh, okay. Okay. There we go. What's this smegma here? As you can see, this cylinder one here has some shite on it, but that's just come down from the head where it's been stored. The bores are actually tip-top. Everything is looking pretty fucking good, I must say. The head gasket looks like a graphite one. You can see it's got like a bit of texture. Well, you can't because the camera hates focusing on things. Oh dear, this is terrible news. No, oh, I don't know. Fuck me dead. I don't know if you can see. There, you can see some texture. Anyway, it looks almost like carbon fibre in a way. It's weaved or woven, and basically, the graphite ones are like a bit of a middleman. The normal ones are like a paper one with the copper jackets on for the water jackets and everything like that that get crushed when you bolt the head down. But then, of course, you get the proper ones, the MLS ones, the multi-layered steel, and those ones you can do up. They're fit and forget. They can handle as much boost as you can throw at it. But this one is a graphite one, which is sort of in the middle. So it's a bit better than the paper one, and it's actually the same as the one that I've got to go on it. So this has been done before and may not need to have done this job, but it's a peace of mind, because at the end of the day I don't want to be cruising around in a year or two and constantly thinking about the one failure of this engine, which is the head gasket, and whether it had been done to, well, what quality it had been done to. So yeah, best fuck that up. Oh look, exhaust gasket as well. It does look like that was blowing. It certainly got hot, that's for sure. Go on, Tim, flip the head.
Right.
Let's have a look what's under the head. Obviously, on top we've got all the old oil and smegma, but flipping it, is it heavy? Reasonably. No, it looks all right, I'd say. At first glance, we've left the plugs in, as you can see, and some of the valves here are oily, which is good. It's good that they're oily. I'd much rather oily than rusty. And you can see here there's like a build-up of crap on that valley, meaning something was probably blocking that, or maybe the gasket was blocking it. It wasn't quite
on the head because it's been sat for so on the on the top of the block where the gasket is.
Hang on.
On the top of the block where the gasket is, there is a little bit of corrosion built up.
Okay.
Through just having had some, you know, the water, the coolant in it.
Yeah.
I think it's just that.
Yeah.
So it just needs a damn good clean through, really.
And you can see that, like, markings here. This marking here is actually, yet again, more evidence of that graphite gasket there. But actually, it's all looking good. The machine shop is obviously going to file all this down, clean it up. I don't know to what extent they'll clean the rest of the head.
Whether you ask them to or not.
Yes, exactly that. And I think I probably should, because I don't want to have anything going through the engine and causing any issues. I'd rather just do it once and do it properly, you know? So, there we go, the head is off. I should probably take the rest of the bits off of it so I can actually take it to the machine shop and get them to work on it. Time for the head gasket to come off and see, make sure it doesn't hold any weird things for us. It's on the dowels there. No, it's just the graphite, isn't it? just needs cleaning up.
Just go over it with a soft sort of wire brush, really.
Yeah, but those graphite head gaskets are really good, I think.
Yeah.
Is that spider alive? No. I was going to say, there shouldn't be any alive here. As you saw, I have now taken everything off this head. It is now ready to go. One of the things I've taken off, in fact 24 of the things that I've taken off, are these. Now these were on top of the valves in there, and they are actually shims. They are unique to each valve, and of course then the groove that the camshafts have kind of drilled into them and ground into them over the years. So those are imperative that they go back on the correct valve so that it corresponds with the correct camshaft lobe. So as you can see, I've actually used the outriggers that I should have put on the scimitar years ago. I've used them to align them. I've got the exhaust side here, and then I've got the intake here, and of course, because I'm stupid, I numbered them from 1 to 12, and then 13 to, 13 to 24. So I've kind of done it a lap rather than going systematically down them. But that is because then, instead of doing 1 to 12 both sides, I've actually got unique numbers. Before I put them in here, I took a bunch of pictures that correspond with the head, so that hopefully, even if they were to get lobbed in a box completely, I would still be able to tell which one went where. Fingers crossed, hopefully. I did clean them, and with a bit of brake cleaner as well, so that hopefully that marker should stay on there, and I'll look after them like they are my firstborn, and hopefully, if I can get this head off, this week, then that means that hopefully, probably not this week, but maybe next week, we can pick it up, and then the following weekend, we can get the head at least back on the car. I wouldn't mind obviously cleaning the block up a bit before then, but then that means those valve seats can go back on, because that's constantly going to be on my mind until they're back in situ. Meanwhile, of course, all this has happened. Big developments here on the engine bay. Huge developments over on the body. Look, it's all done now, look. He's been so busy over here. He has been actually very busy, but it's just quite hard to tell. It's
even all this lot up.
Yeah.
All the spot welds and the bits of rusty metal, because as you can see, if you look there, there's still a bit left. There's metal that I had to cut off. And we cut it all the way along. And it's just taking it out from the spot welds so that we got metal to go with. Yeah, so there was along that flat edge there was just another very thick, I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera too well, but there is actually another layer of metal on top of there, and he's just been getting that off because it's all rotten from the car, and so that's basically what he's been doing. What you really want when you're doing car content is like a job that takes half an hour and the car looks completely different, or it's just completely changed, and in a way that's kind of what I've done, right? We've got a massive load of key components off, ready for that massive change in 3 hours, and Tim's been just 3 hours hunched over an angle grinder doing this. Exactly. Okay, right. Let's crack on, Tim. Yes.
Do you want to time lapse?
Yes.
And there we have it, another lovely episode of Supra Madness. The engine head is off, ready to go to the local machinists to get skimmed. And speaking of skimming, look at our beautiful, lovely, smooth sill ready to go back on.
With lots of holes still in it.
With lots of holes still in it. So there's more work to be done on that before it can go on there. There's more work to go on there before we can... Don't worry, it's fine. Everything is okay. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully next time we'll be getting the head back on. And maybe, no, probably not the sill.
No.
Probably not the sill.
A bit of welding perhaps to the sill.
Maybe. See you next time, everyone. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Bye!